The next person.
My other major problem was like it was the narration of the story. It opened up like, oh, this is gonna be the story of Snow White through the witch's eyes.
Yeah,
And then they
that's
just
what I thought.
switched it, and then they switched it to Snow White.
But no, it
And then they went back, and they went to Snow White, and I'm like,
That's what I thought it was going to be like Wicked, but for Snow White.
yeah,
After that intro.
Yeah, I did too, but then at the very end they make it so it's the mirror. So
yeah, and it's
I get it at the very end. Oh, there was fun thing. The mirror world was cool. I like what they did with the mirror. I liked it.
I wish more imagination to it. I think,
Yeah, I don't understand why it was like a little hut on a lake.
yeah.
I mean,
Mirror world. I mean, lake I get because of the mirror reflection of the lake is from kind of like a mirror. So I get that, and I get why the sky looks like the way it does. But I don't really get maybe the hut could have maybe done a little bit better.
yeah, make it a palace or
But
something that she would use to represent her inner self or whatever the hell it was.
I hated the makeup. At the
Was that
very
intentional?
end.
Because I noticed that, and I know nothing about makeup, but at the wedding party, the Duke, who she's keeps pressuring the Queen to marry him, his wig was like, there was like a ½ inch space between his wig and his scalp. Was that supposed to be intentional?
Honestly,
It
it
might
might have been, but it might have not been. That could have been a mistake. My thing I hate was the ending when the witch, gets old. And it's all like CGI bull crap. Yeah. And I'm like, come on, use latex.
well,
You got the money, use it.
that's the thing. I think they focus a little bit on things that didn't really matter. And I think they focus, like, one, they didn't focus on set piece at all.
Yeah.
They made some
Yeah.
really interesting sets.
The total number of locations in this movie, there are 5.
5?
There are 5. There's the palace, the forest, the town, the dwarves' home, and
The marriage place.
inside of the mirror.
No, the marriage place, too.
Well, that's the house.
On the, no,
Oh,
that was
no,
on the
yeah,
lake.
that-
Oh,
That was
yeah.
on the lake.
6.
I gotta mention that, one second, about the lake. Who puts their wedding on a lake? Are you worried about the ice breaking at all?
Well, it was a spell by the
Yeah.
thing. So
I don't
again,
care.
But then, even with those just 7 locations, or 6 locations, there were still only,
subtle differences.
there was no set, there was one set for On the Lake. There were like 5 different rooms they showed in the palace. There were like maybe 2 or 3 bits of forest they showed. There was 2 areas of the town. There was like a town square, and then 2 scenes took place inside of the magistrate's office.
And
There
the
was
dwarf.
one room for the dwarf's house, and then there was an exterior and an interior for the mirror dimension. This movie felt smaller than almost any movie I can remember. I had more of a sense of space from the room than I had in this movie. I felt like there was more of a world around that than I did here.
Because that's because you went to the farmer shop.
Yes.
Hi, doggy.
I had more of a sense of space in the Big Kahuna, and that took place in a hotel room.
There, I don't know. Thinking from a family aspect, the movie was enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't know. I always feel like that's a bad justification.
Yeah.
Because I had people
Usually I
tell
would
me that,
agree.
like, the Smurfs wasn't bad because it was a kid's movie.
No, the Spurs was
But
just a
no,
bad movie.
A good kid's movie has to first be a good movie.
Yeah.
Well,
Like The Lion King.
Yeah, but The Lion King was a good movie.
Yeah, or Up. Or
Snow White.
anything by Pixar that doesn't involve Larry the Cable Guy.
Cars was a good movie.
That was a terrible movie. Are you kidding me?
I still.
Oh no, all right. Smurfs. Smurfs was a bad movie.
Yeah.
But let's say it's just 10 children in the room watching it. It could be an amazing movie, which it was. My cousin loves it. And yes, do I feel like a movie should be generated towards all audiences and in general should be good or bad?
I don't care if a movie is targeted towards kids, but don't talk down to them, you know?
Don't make your whole script. I mean, we're gonna use the Smurfs here as an example. Don't make the whole script be Smurfy Smurf, Smurfy Smurf, Smurfy Smurfy Smurf, Smurf Smurf Smurf, Smurf.
Well, like Twilight was a bad movie, but I feel like it was a fan thing. It was made for the fans. If you're not a fan of Twilight, you're not gonna go. One, you're not gonna go see it.
Twilight
Here, wait,
exists only as a masturbatory aid for preteen girls.
Twilight. I'm gonna mention Twilight. The first one sucked, not because vampires are walking during the day and he fell in love with a human girl in high school.
Driving car.
The reason why that movie sucks is because of everything about filmmaking didn't work. The makeup was bad, the cinematography was bad, the acting was bad in that movie.
Yeah.
I actually can watch 2, 3, and 4 and still find entertainment in it.
Yeah, those are
Number 1 was just a horribly made movie.
Yeah, the fans take it to being amazing.
What did you think of the acting?
Nathan Lane shined.
Yes, yes. I liked Snow White. I thought Snow White did very well, especially with how Snow White is. I feel like the character she did very well with that.
I think Julia Roberts could have played it a little bit more evil.
The problem was getting Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts just didn't seem to care at
Yeah.
all in this movie.
She's like, okay, I'm gonna be evil, but I'm not gonna be,
I'm gonna be snooty.
Yeah.
I think they wanted to still have her be somewhat likable.
Yeah.
Because that's her type,
Yeah.
you know?
I did like the when the prince came in there shirtless, how she reacted to that. I did enjoy that.
Well, that's one of those things that kind of gets on my nerves, because if you swapped the genders there, people would say that's like a really creepy scene, you know?
Yeah. But
I don't know, I feel like I would have enjoyed that movie if they switched
Yeah.
roles with the girl being shirtless.
No,
the guy
I mean,
is
come
kind
on,
of
if
it has to be Snow
fully
White. It has to be
If it's
Snow White.
like
not
an
Julia Roberts.
older male character, an older, like, I'm not sure
Female.
how old she was supposed to be in here, like 40?
50s.
Male king, and in comes, 18, 19-year-olds
Liz. My name is...
in her underwear, and he's like, do we really need to get her clothing? You know, and acting all distracted like that. People would say how creepy that is.
They would also say how awesome that was.
You can look at it the same way with this particular scene, the way it is already. So I don't have a problem with that.
Or the fact that there's 7 dwarves and 1 single
Yeah.
female, when if you change it to being like, all right,
I feel
1 female, 7 guys is just weird. But 7 girls and 1 guy in Japan is okay.
What do we think of Snow White?
I thought Snow White did very well.
I thought the performances were all around pretty good, except
Yeah.
like I said, I didn't like Julia Roberts, but I never liked Julia Roberts.
They were
But
all.
I just felt
The
like
dwarves were all really good.
they didn't give them anything to do.
Yeah.
You know? It's like each of the dwarves, they got like a 2 or 3 word character description, and that's what they went with for the entire movie.
Well, I think that's supposed to fit the
Yeah, but literally one of their characters was, he laughs.
Yeah.
That was literally one of the dwarves.
Well, that's why that was what he was nicknamed.
Yeah,
He was
but
nicknamed Giggles because he giggled. And that was it.
the,
Or
char-
the grumpy guy because he was grumpy.
the characters they actually gave any time to. The one that was in love with her. That was his entire bit.
The leader.
The guy who was the do you have this room reserved?
Yeah, they did. But we can hurry up.
Okay. We have to vacate the room, so we didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
But it was okay. If you have a family, you'll see it.
Yeah, your kids might like it, but
Wait till DVD. I think
In
that's,
the end, it
I
wasn't
think that's my
very-
thing. Wait till it comes out on DVD. Don't waste your $10 to $5 for the whole family to go see it.
I
Are
agree
you
with that.
guys